The peak end rule suggests that people judge an experience by its peak experience and the experience at the very end of that journey. So the peak being the highest of the high or the lowest of the low. What was that experience like? They'll use that moment to judge an experience, and they'll take the experience at the very end of it all and see what that was like and judge a total experience by that. So the peak, whether it's high or low, and then what is the end experience like? So what does this mean for apps? This is ZipCar. It's a car rental service where you can rent a car for a very short term, 1 hour, 2 hour, maybe even a day. You can pick up, zip around town, drop off, and go. Well, sort of. When you're done, you're supposed to park in the same spot that you picked up the car in. However, sometimes there's other people parked in those spots. And so what you're supposed to do is find a nearby parking spot and notify ZipCar. And if you can't find a nearby parking spot, hopefully there is a lot around where you could park there, which happened in a recent case for me. However, I didn't know what the procedure was. So when I went to go park the car and saw somebody was already there, I had no idea what to do. So I had to go fumble around the app while driving. Don't recommend it, and figure out the instructions. There are instructions in the app that tell you what to do. They say, hey, park nearby. If you can't park nearby, here's a lot where you can drop off the car. And if you go through that process, you have to call the help center and let them know, hey, like I dropped off the car in another spot, whether that's in a nearby parking spot or in the lot. You also have to tell the lot attendee, hey, this is not an intended car here. It's supposed to be parked somewhere else. And in my case, the lot attendee had a very specific way that he wanted me to park the car. And once I parked the car, I also had to take photos and make sure it was all in good condition and document it. So it wasn't as simple as drive back to the spot, turn off the car, hop out, and go about my day. There's a lot more work that comes with it, which is fine, I understand. So it's a whole thing. It comes across as, oh, you just drop off and go, just park the car and then you go. However, it's not. You have a series of tasks to do. In an ideal situation, yes, you could park the car and maybe take the photos, and that's the only thing you have to do. But what typically, I don't know if it's typical, but what sometimes happens is someone's in your spot, and you have to find out an alternate parking, and that becomes a whole thing. I get it. It's just not ideal. However, they do not prepare you. There's a lack of clear instructions on what to do if someone is in your spot. You also get a text message 30 minutes prior to when you're supposed to be finished with your trip, upping the pressure, letting you know if you're late, they will charge you. Also, people might be waiting for this car, so please be on time. When you choose another spot that's different from your original parking spot, you cannot end the trip because ZipCar knows your location. It knows you're far away from the original parking spot, but it doesn't know the reason why. It doesn't know that the original parking spot is full. So you can't end your trip. You have to call in to the help desk. And what they do more or less is say, hey, what's the problem? You let them know I parked in another spot. And they say, okay, cool, no problem. Relatively easy, but it is an extra step, a little more time, another thing for you to do. The thing is, they actually end the trip for you right then and there. So they kind of take over control of the car and the trip, which is fine. It kind of makes sense on paper. For me, it was a little bit of a surprise because I didn't actually end the trip. They ended the trip. And the issue with that comes in is I didn't have any clear confirmation when I was done. One of the things that ZipCar does is they offer a consistent green button in their experience. Whether you're searching for a car, there's a green next. When you're doing the initial reservation, you get a green pay and reserve. When you end the trip, there's a green button there. But again, in my case, I actually didn't end the trip. It just ended because the person on the call center ended it, which didn't give me the confidence that everything was done. I needed that green button to say, yes, I am done here. Everything's all done. I'm good to go. And I'm no longer responsible for this car. All about confidence. They give you, the green button provides a certain level of confidence. It ends a flow or moves on to a flow. I want to make sure I am done with this car. I am no longer responsible for it. If anything happens, that's on ZipCar, not me. I didn't get the green button. I didn't get the control and the confidence to say I'm done here. It just kind of ended with no clear hey, thanks. You do get a receipt, but I didn't buy lunch. That's great if I bought lunch or a coffee. I rented a car and I was responsible for this car and any damage that was done to this car. And I don't want to make sure I'm all done with that and I'm not responsible for that anymore. And I just put this car in a random lot and I'm going to walk away. I want to make sure that, yes, I'm done here. I'm no longer responsible for this car and anything that happens to it. And I didn't get that with this current experience. Going back to the beginning of this video, this is the peak end rule fail, particularly by the end part of the peak end rule, which means if a lot of people are having similar experiences, they may judge the entire ZipCar experience by this end experience, which is unfortunate because it's actually a really good product and I really enjoy it. I understand it's not in a typical ending to the ZipCar experience, but it does, based on what I can tell, sound like it happens quite often enough where you'd want to design for that and make sure they have a really good experience because again, that peak end rule, people will judge you based on the ending experience, and if it's not very good, you're not going to get a good review. So you would want to fix that. Hey, if you enjoy this, I do a lot more of these. I break down design through a psychology lens and a design lens and help you understand how you could create better UX and better products. Wherever you're watching this video, there's probably a link to a newsletter, so sign up there if you want more. Thank you.